This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. I am here with Device Wizards, brand new for 2016. They're providing on-demand technology support right at your fingertips. I am here with Paul Garcia, who is the CEO and the founder. Thanks so much for joining us, Paul. Let's start off a little bit about yourself. I mean, quite honestly, we're immersed in technology. Many of us, for most of our lives. For you, you've been doing it for some time, and you pretty much grew up with a fascination of technology. You immerse yourself in it, you educate yourself about it, but soon to realize that not everybody else does. Tell me a little bit why you decided to start an organization like this.
Well, you know, I started it kind of out of luck. It was more of a necessity that I found a lot of people needed when I was doing my other businesses. They came to me for technology advice, and in the beginning I was giving it away for free. Sure. So I really started to look at it and found that there was a market for this and a real need, and that's when I created Device Wizards.
That's great. That's a typical entrepreneurial story. We're giving away our services for free at the beginning. People are like, hey, this is really cool, and you realize there's a good market. Technology is absolutely amazing. I mean, it started out with desktops, then we went into computers, laptops, now we got tablets, iPads, we got smartphones, we got smart homes. Basically, we're using technology everywhere. It's amazing. But it's not so amazing when you don't know how to use it or when something breaks down. Really, that's pretty much what you exist for.
Yes, and that's kind of the market we found was not being supported. You have a lot of repair shops that help you out, or even some big boxes that you can take your devices to, but no one was really helping out with just helping you set up, configure, anything like that. So,
I mean, most of us, I mean, if we're using these devices on a daily basis, obviously the opportunity or the worst case scenario is issues that can happen every day. And I don't know about anyone else out there, but I don't have the resource of time to basically get in my car, drive halfway down the street, go to the box store, go to the repair shop, stand in line, and God forbid them ask me to keep my device overnight. I mean, quite honestly, we don't have time like that anymore, even though we're utilizing technology.
Yeah, and that's why we came up with the on-demand system. It's exactly what you said. You don't have to go to the stores. You don't have to lug your devices around. You don't have to leave your baby, as we call it, with someone else. So we actually come to you, and we will come on demand. So it is when you want it, where you want it, in a matter of minutes.
In a matter of minutes. I mean, it's amazing that we actually live with some of these issues. Sometimes we live with them because I don't want to go through the whole process. Some of them are debilitating, some are just quite annoying. The worst part is we're not getting the full use out of our devices because of the fact something's down. This all basically starts with an app. Tell us how that starts. What do they do? Download, and what happens?
Yeah, so you would download the app. From there, once you registered, you're able to use all the features, and it's really as easy as just requesting a wizard, telling us a little bit about what your issue might be, and then leaving a voicemail through the app that the wizard can listen to. From there, it's more on the wizard's end, and they will accept the job and then probably be at your place in a matter of minutes to help you out.
So we're talking about, this is a free app that you can go on the Apple Store, go on the Android Store there, download it, register, and you now have a wizard at your disposal. You pretty much can just click and get somebody over to you at a place of your choosing. You made it user-friendly for people.
Yeah, it's really kind of leads you through the process. So it's not like you have to figure out where do I need to go, how do I request a wizard. It's all on there, and it leads you down the path that we need you to have so that we can help you out.
Excellent. What I like about it also is the fact that I can actually speak what my concerns are. I don't like typing stuff, so I like to be able to say, hey, here's what's going on. I just open up my app and I can't get it to do this or whatever. That's great. And then basically you're going to have a team of wizards pretty much across Denver here, guys pretty much like you that are very good at what they do and understand technology, yet at the same time a friendly face.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of them have been certified in different areas, different devices they're better with than others. computers, and they're going to be available kind of at any time, really. So it's not going to be certain business hours. It's whenever they're available, which will probably be day and night.
And as consumers, that's what we have come to demand. We're able to click a button and a car show up and pick us up. We're able to rent a house, you name it, so we're kind of used to that. I know my viewers are out there looking and going, okay, they're downloading the app, they got the app, and they're like, okay, what can I use this for? Let's break down some of these things for them. Let's start out, first of all, we've all gotten a device before. It works great when you first start out. Maybe a month or two down the line, it starts slowing down, needs some maintenance. Is that something you guys are able to help with?
Yeah, absolutely. And we see a lot of that with computers. We'll come in and run a diagnostic on it, figure out why it might be running slow, and hopefully speed it up for you and maybe even give you a little bit more speed than you had before. So
that is nice. Many times you can go in and just optimize things, clean up some cache, clean up some things for people. Then again, sometimes something pops up on the screen. You see the dreaded virus. We've all been there before. Is that something you can help with as well?
Absolutely. That's one of big points that we come across all the time is viruses. There's some pretty nasty ones out there right now, and we've been able to help quite a few clients out with that. So.
A common task that many people use anymore for communication, be it in business or personal life, is that of email. Yet when that email system does not work right, or many times people don't even have email set up properly on their devices where they can actually work across multiple devices, are you able to help them set up email as well as making sure they're sending and receiving properly?
Yeah, and that's a big one, especially for small businesses, or as we call them, solopreneurs, that they either need their email set up for their business or they have it set up and now it's not talking to their other devices. We definitely help out with that and definitely get you back on track.
One of the things that we all should know by now is we should take some preventative measures when it comes to our data. We're talking about backing up. We're talking about understanding how to back up. But anymore, it gets confusing for people. I mean, back up where? We don't back up to a disk anymore. We're backing up to the cloud. Where is the cloud? What's the best plan? How do I do that? And is this something I have to do manually? Are these all the questions you can kind of help people navigate through?
Absolutely, and that's what we look at when we first come in and clients looking at to back up their computer. We look at what situation they have and what would be the best option for them. Is it a cloud service? Is it maybe an external hard drive? And really set it up for them, walk them through it, make sure they understand what it's doing, and keep them safe, really.
I believe a lot of people have multiple devices. They might have a laptop at home, maybe even their TV. They've got their smartphone in their hand, yet they don't realize that a lot of times they're set up to work together if you understand how that works. I mean, what about installing printers, installing devices that maybe can you can print from your phone as well as print from your laptop?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's another big one we see is wireless. Wireless technology. So printers that are wireless, phones, tablets, everything that can communicate with each other. We'll come in, help you out, set it up, configure it, make sure that everything's working before we leave, and you'll be good to go.
Not only are consumers overwhelmed with all the technology that's now in their hand, we're also consumed with the actual devices that are available. What about learning services? What about teaching people, hey, what do I get? I'm just starting out, or maybe I'm upgrading. Do I go with a PC, Mac, Apple, Android? A lot of different choices out there. Are you able to help them sit down and kind of explain it based on what their needs are?
Absolutely. We do this quite often as well. We'll sit down with the client and go over what their needs are and maybe even get online, show them what's available. Even once they purchase this, we can come back and help them set it up, learn how to use it, and show them all the different features of the new device.
I think it's fantastic because of the fact that this has to be great for the elderly. I mean, this has to be great. My dad just got involved in technology, and, I spent a little bit of time with him working it through. But, I mean, if I could send somebody over to him and, walk him through it, how to set up some basics, because many times they're just trying to figure out how to browse and do a couple basics. Has this been Is this something you think will be utilized by those folks as well?
Oh, absolutely. I always say my mom's my best client. As you know, she's always calling me, asking me, what happened here? I did this, I did that. And we do see that a lot. And what's nice about what we do is they don't have to worry about crowds or going to a store, not knowing what's going on. They can actually sit down one-on-one with a wizard and really get their questions answered through the whole process. And we look at it more as we're your friend with technology. We're not here just to go through it and hopefully you have a nice day. We're there to sit through it and make sure you definitely understand what you got.
Excellent. So we're talking about once the folks download this app, they've got it right in their hand, and basically everything takes place right there. They give you the problem. You're dispatching somebody to come out and help you. You pay right through the program as well, and so everything is taken care of that way.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about it is you don't have to worry about when are they coming, can I communicate with them. You can do that all through the app. And then payment-wise, you don't have to worry about invoices. Did I pay this? Did I not? It's all done through that. And then you can even email yourself the invoice as well so you can see what the charges were, everything like that.
I love it. Viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see, first of all, is a website. Take a look at the website there, and you'll learn, first of all, see some of the wizards they have featured right there, but that is just the beginning. They're going to be putting them all across the city there to make sure they are dispatched and able to come out and help you. And it's real easy. Take a look. You got the app just like that. I downloaded it, put it right on my phone. Took me just a couple seconds. You register right there, and basically I kind of feel like I'm empowered because I can tap this app and have somebody come on out and take care of me. I like it because basically it's like I have my own personal tech, which is kind of cool to be able to access that as well. Last time, viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. You're going to see their website. Once again, basically you're going to download an app that looks kind of like this, and basically you'll have at your disposal somebody come out and help you with that device, be it a smartphone or possibly an iPad or a tablet, a desktop computer. They're not even limited to that. Really, they can come out and help you with anything in your home. We're talking about TVs in your home, theater, stereo. Everything is, technology anymore. These are guys that basically are going to be out there able to help you put everything together. Once again, that is Device Wizards, serving right here in Denver, Colorado. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in Boulder, Colorado. I'm here at Guitar Desires. Since 2002, they've been helping you get a premium price for vintage, rare guitars, musical gear. I am here with the entrepreneur, musician, founder. Thanks so much for joining us here, Rob. Let's talk a little bit about yourself, first of all. You grew up enjoying music, maybe a dream to own your own shop someday down the road, and even more importantly, what a lot of guys dream of is getting paid to play guitars. Tell me a little bit how this got involved and how you got started doing this.
Well, Gary, I'm one of those guys who saw the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. There's a whole lot of 60-year-old guys who fell in love with the idea of guitar, but I fell in love with guitars too. I love them. I think like opening up a guitar case to me is like exciting. Always was since I was a kid. And I thought when I was a kid too that having a guitar store would be fun. And I've been able to figure out a new way to do that.
A new way, a modern approach to getting guitars out there in people's hands. They basically say that music is the universal language. Basically, we can all understand it across the globe. So, quite honestly, there's no better way to sell a guitar, share a guitar, than with the World Wide Web. Tell me how you tapped into that.
Well, we determined that the old way of selling guitars in your local market was fraught with problems. There were people there who were willing to take advantage of you if you didn't know what you had. Oftentimes you'd sell your instrument for less than it was worth. And I was an early eBay guy. because mostly I loved guitars and I was always looking at them. And I started to see that across the world they're worth more on the national, international market than they are locally. And then what happened was we discovered that because I knew eBay, all of my musician friends started knocking on the door saying, Rob, sell my guitar, you can get more for it. So that was the beginning of Guitar Desires.
Wonderful. I mean, as a fellow musician, I know for myself, a guitar can be a personal item. We want to make sure that who we're passing it on to, who we're selling it to, appreciates that guitar, and basically the middle guy appreciates it just as much. Is that really what you provide here? Is a win-win-win?
Yeah, in a way we do. I'm in a love sandwich, Gary. The people whose guitars that we sell, we provide a professional service for. It's transparent, it's quick, we get them more money than they can get locally. And then the guy on the other end who has bought the guitar, oftentimes we'll get a call and they'll say, well, we just opened the guitar that we bought from you. It's nicer than anything else we ever saw. I make 20% for selling guitars, but I have people on both sides of me who are really happy, and I get to play the guitar while it's here, which is great.
Which is wonderful. Keeping people happy, obviously. I like the fact that, people are valuing what they're getting here. A lot of times we don't know the value of what these guitars or instruments are. Tell me about that first step, which is the appraisal. Is there a fee on the front end, or how does that work?
Well, it's free, and we've always believed that it was important for people to understand what they had as a first step. And an honest appraisal is very important so that you know whether or not you want to sell it, whether or not you want to broker it. You might want to put it back under the bed as an investment. But people go to our website all the time, fill out the appraisal form, and they can find out pretty much what their guitar is worth.
What I like about this is the fact that we're talking about, like you say, they go online and fill it out. You're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, really, in that way. It's private. They can do it right there in the comfort of their own home.
Well, and we get back to you really quickly, but then we'll give you some options about if you'd like to sell your guitar outright, if you'd like to broker your guitar through our program. I usually provide estimates of how much the proceeds might be and some timelines and other information about how our program works here. But if you just want an appraisal, that's fine, and we're glad to do that. People who want a written appraisal for insurance purposes, we can provide that too.
So somebody gets an appraisal done and they decide they put a price on it that you've come to a conclusion that would be good in the market there. Walk us through the step. Now, what happens? I got this guitar, I got the appraisal. How does it get here? How is this a secure transaction, not only for the buyer, but the seller as well?
No, it's a great question. We work with local people in Colorado and the surrounding states here where we can meet in person with folks, but we're having more and more people send us their guitars from all over America. And that procedure is that if they decide to work with us, we send them a prepaid box, and then the box comes to Boulder, Colorado, or if we work with the local client, it comes to Boulder, Colorado. And then we professionally take photographs of it and do a catalog, and we authenticate the instrument. And then we do extensive research to find out finally what we'd like to sell it for and what the marketing program should be. We design a custom marketing program for every guitar that we sell. We communicate that with the person who's working with us, and we make a decision with them in the loop. They make the final decision of what the price is going to be. And then once we've agreed upon that, then we execute, and we list it on eBay and Reverb and GBase, where we have 3 stores. And our store is high reputation seller. We've been doing it for 10 years, and we have a global exposure to these instruments. And because we have high feedback and a great reputation, we get the top of the market.
Global. I mean, you've got really a global reach, yet at the same time, it sounded like to me a very personalized approach, something that's very customized for each person. You're able to work with them. It's not like they're talking to 3 or 4 guys down the line. They're dealing with you.
Well, and I bring a certain passion to it, Gary. We take beautiful pictures. The write-ups that I do on each instrument are highly personalized, and I get right involved with it, but I'm pretty good at it, and I love to do it. But it's a custom boutique service, really, in a way. I'm like a broker. in a very real way, like a real estate broker, but these are high-value instruments. This old girl here is worth probably $4,000. So we're going to take good care in putting it out there. And because I'm on commission, I'm highly motivated to get as much as I can for me and my clients.
Absolutely. I mean, I really see the advantage here compared to that of the brick and mortar shop locally. I mean, how many guys are going to get walking through tomorrow? Whereas on a global market, obviously you're going to get a better price because you've got a lot of eyes looking at it. Many times even some pretty well notable eyes, famous folks out there that you've even had an opportunity to work with.
Well, we've had some famous people for sure, but one of the things that's real important is that if we take care of all the details of this, that means that our sellers don't have to talk to the local Craigslist market. They don't have the safety issues. They don't have the missed phone calls and missed appointments of trying to make a local sale. We take care of everything. And the truth is, we've sold instruments to some pretty famous people. We sold a guitar to Stephen Colbert. We sold one to John Fogerty. We've had many other people who were famous. And we've also had some stories, Gary, where people literally came out of a rural environment holding their grandpa's guitar. They didn't know what it was worth. They might have been offered $1,500 for it. We had one family where they were offered $1,500 for an instrument that they almost sold. When we took a look at it, it turned out that it was a guitar that was 2 serial numbers away from John Lennon's guitar. That instrument sold for $75,000. Now, that doesn't happen all the time, but that's a true story. The payout on that instrument for that family made a huge difference. Finding out what you have, it might be something special, but even if it's just a regular run-of-the-mill instrument, we end up getting people top dollar.
Top dollar. This has to be great for families that maybe they've been inherited. Maybe an instrument's been in an estate that they're getting rid of. They have no idea what it's worth. Great for families, great for students, right across the board.
Sure. And I think that in this day that people who provide a professional service, people are real happy with our 20%, and we work hard to earn that 20% between the photography, the listing write-up, and it turns out that in the process of an online auction, we have to talk with people all over the world about the instrument. We answer questions. I'll get in my office on Skype and talk to a guy. We talked to a guy yesterday. He was in Paris. I'm here with a guitar in my hands. I don't speak French, but we sold a guitar because I played a Neil Young song for the guy. So it's an active process, and we earn our 20%, but I love guitars, so it's like getting paid to do what I love.
What you love. I mean, you've really created a modern selling approach here that has kept up with the 21st century. Does this love of guitar, is this something that's stayed in the family?
Well, my son's been working with me, and we have a pretty musical family, so that's been tremendous. I'm still playing out as a musician here in Boulder, Colorado, so the guitars that come through here and the friends that we've made nationally and locally because of our guitar store that we have been tremendous.
They say if these walls could talk, yet I bet you say if these guitars could talk, they probably tell a story.
Well, we've seen some instruments, Gary, that have been ridden hard in the vernacular, where you could tell that some guy played this thing in a little bar in southern Colorado all his life. I mean, his sweat, his DNA is in the thing. And it turns out that some of those relic guitars are really interesting and have kind of a personality to them, a special sound if they've been played. Sometimes we find guitars that have been sitting under the bed for 50 years and they've barely seen the light of day, so it's a process of bringing them into the light. And the folks at the other end, the people who buy them, have been great collectors, great players, people from all countries of the world. We've shipped guitars to South America and Israel and Russia and all over the place to happy result.
Has this been rewarding for you, basically empowering people with the knowledge of what they have in their hands?
I'll give you an example. We had a gal who came to us, and I met her at a Starbucks in Denver. She was a single mom. She had her young son with her, and she had a beat-up old guitar case. Okay, she opened it up. She said, I was at store number 1, which I won't name. They offered me $500. She said, I took it over to the other guy over on Federal Avenue. He offered me $600. She said, Rob, that didn't feel right to me. Can you help me? The answer was, I opened the case. You know what's coming. The darn thing was a 1932 Martin 0017 guitar. I sold the instrument online for $3,500. Okay, I gave her a check for about, I don't know, $3,000, $2,800. The woman started crying. Okay, it meant a great deal to her, and it made me feel good because I had helped her. So this new model has been tremendous, and because I love guitars and I love people, it's kind of a good thing.
We caught up with a gentleman here in Boulder, Colorado, because quite honestly, he's one of the best at what he does. If anybody can look at a guitar and find out exactly what it's worth, it's him right here, down here at GuitarDesire, basically a company that began back in 2002. This is Gary Atensi with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.